All right, we got some sad news, y'all. We got some sad news. Before we get over to Candace Owens, before we get over to updates with Carly Russell, we got some sad news. Shout out to P. Shank. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. We have some sad news. Gillie the Kid is a former rapper that was on Cash Money. And recently he's exploded in his success with his phenomenal, according to what everybody else is saying. I don't get a chance to watch it. I've only watched a couple of episodes with a couple of different people. But what his largely successful podcast with Wallow, and I'm going to be reading that super chat also, Brandon. His largely successful podcast with Wallow, it's called $1 Million Worth of Game. Now, I'm not sure what kind of game that they give him for $1 million, but he has a very successful podcast, even to the point that I heard that they had got a $100 million deal. $100 million deal. Jay said that's the wrong son. I don't know what the right son is. I had my people set this up. But let's dive into it, right? Because allegedly they were scheduled to do a live broadcast and to be co-hosts on The Breakfast Club, Gillie and Wallow. And then DJ Envy announced today that they wouldn't be on there because his son allegedly got killed. And you know where they from? Philadelphia. So let's deep dive into this, ladies and gentlemen. Again, rest in peace. Condolences. I don't want to see anybody's child get murdered. But let's deep dive into it because this was reported and then later revealed. Oh, the picture is the wrong son? All right, so let me remove that. We're going to deep dive into it. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
We're also following developing news out of Olney. Police are investigating a triple shooting that left one man dead and two others hospitalized. Let's get to Shayna at Police Headquarters with the latest on this investigation.
Well, good morning to you, Thomas. And right now, those identities of those victims have not been officially released by police, but we are aware of conversation, especially in the community, from local and prominent Philly community members who say that one of the victims that was killed in this triple shooting may be the son of a popular Philly rapper. So stand by for that. We're waiting on official confirmation there. But let's get right to the scene in the video, because this happened last night, just about 8:30 in the section of Olney, on the corner of Basher and Nedra Street, I should say. Just before 8:30, several calls came in. Police arrived to find two victims about a block away suffering from gunshot wounds. Investigators tell us a 25-year-old man was shot in the back, rushed to Einstein Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The second victim, a 28-year-old man, found shot in the leg, as well as a 31-year-old man also shot in the leg. So three men, three...
So, according to the news report, they're saying that it was a shooting in Philly, right? On the block, according to what it is that I'm looking at in this video and according to my research. That's not really the best area for you to be in. I got a couple questions as we mine this out. And again, rest in peace to the son, to the dad and the family, our condolences, because I don't ever want to see anybody go through anything like this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I would not wish this for somebody else's child to be in this situation on my worst enemy. But the question that we have to ask, we got a couple of different questions. And the question, Gillie just so happened to be the person that, we having this conversation with because he's the person that's visible. But when you get $100 million contract and you have the ability to be able to take care of your family, first of all, question, why is the son in the streets? Secondly, why are they still trying to be a rapper? Third, how bad is the culture? Is it that toxic? Your father has a $100 million contract, allegedly. Wallow was just showing that he had just purchased a Lamborghini for his birthday. You finally have surpassed and had the opportunity to really, really be able to change the trajectory of your family. And you are in the streets dealing with people and in circumstances to where you can then get shot. I'm just curious. What is going on? Is it now a situation? Is it now a situation to where it doesn't matter how much money that you have? It doesn't matter how much money that you have. That we're so toxic as a culture to where it does not matter how much money do you need to make before you throw away and you get away from the thing that's the worst for us. Why do rich kids want to be rappers? Why would you want to be a rapper considering that your father has made the sacrifice in order for you to become or be in a space to where you no longer have to deal with this type of nonsense? Why even put yourself in this position in the first place? There we go. We in the streets. We working. Let's continue.
3 victims here, and this is what Chief Inspector Scott Small had to say.
Now we know the shooting took place at Masher and Nidro. That's where we found 10 spent shell casings. So we know 10 shots were fired from a semi-automatic weapon. And that's where all 3 of these victims were struck.
10 shots were fired from a semi-automatic weapon. 10 shots are fired from a semi-automatic weapon. Let me ask you a question. My dog Freezy in the building. He said money doesn't buy, hold on, let me get back to that one. Money doesn't buy morals and integrity. Does it buy you freedom, though? Well, Chardane says being a rapper has nothing to do with it. It's about the company you choose to keep in your environment. I disagree with you. Because it's the culture, right? Listen, how many rich rappers, how many kids or people that want to be rappers are not immersing themselves in a part of the culture that's less than savory? How many don't feel like they have to be in the streets? How many of them don't feel like they need to have a level of street credibility outside of maybe Puffy's kid? The fact that you want to be a rapper, in my opinion, is ultimately the reason why you have this mentality in the first place. Listen, if your dad is sitting on 50 M's, if your dad, after taxes, your dad is sitting on 25 M's, what the fuck you trying to be a rapper for? You can't find nothing else to get yourself into. You can't find no other opportunity. You can't find no other way. If your dad is worth 50 M's with a trajectory to go up, what the fuck you wearing a chain for, a iced out chain for, trying to be in the streets? Why you hanging out with these hood niggas in the first place? Have we devolved as a culture so much to where now we using an example of a kid that was never supposed to be in the streets in the first place because his dad now has the ability to be able to take him out the hood? Why are y'all still, when you get money, fuck the millionaire shit, right? When you get money, why you going back to the hood? To hang out. I'm not talking about to look for opportunity. I'm not trying to figure out, I ain't talking about trying to get back. Why you going back? Why you hanging out in the hood at all? If you were a thug, let's say you a thug, right? Let's say you grew up in the hood. Let's say you come from less fortunate circumstances. I thought the goal was to keep our children out of that in the first place. So when you become successful, you start to send your children to better schools. Yo, listen, my nephews, my older brothers, they had it way worse than me because they came 6 and 7 years before me. So they were really immersed in that Scony life. They were really immersed in what was going on in the hood. They were really immersed in it. You know what my nephews is like? Hey, Uncle Anton. They so fucking goofy. They so goofy. They didn't grow up around mixed people and white people and black people and people that are culturally a lot further ahead and that they not embracing this trash culture. You know what they do? I was watching them the other day. They was live streaming on the internet. And these goofy motherfuckers was talking about, yeah, man, and I heard that she had gave him head too. Man, I can't believe her. Oh, my God. My nephews are the complete opposite of us. They play basketball. They play video games for fun. I seen them in there wrestling the other day. They so fucking goofy, to my delight. My daughter is so proper. Hey, Dad. She gonna correct me in the way that I was talking the other day because she said that I didn't enunciate my words correctly. I was like, oh my God, we've done a phenomenal job. A phenomenal job of them never, ever experiencing anything that we've ever went through in our lives. Your goal as a parent, your goal as a uncle, as a parent, they so fucking goofy.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hold on.
What are you doing? You just woke up?
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What is you doing?
Okay, I can hear you now. I'm working out.
Oh, you at the gym?
Yeah.
I seen y'all live streaming on the other day being goofy. You talking about some hoe that then bust down your homeboy.
You mean the wait, which was it, the stream or a video?
It was a stream. You was on there with AJ and them.
Yeah. We was all telling a story about how we either lost our virginity or a girl was smashed.
Oh my God.
And then I tried to upload that video. I tried to cut it up and upload the video, and they community strike us.
That's what you get, being dumb.
Man, everybody else can say what they want on YouTube, but me.
You are a nerd. Y'all are goofy. Y'all can't do the same thing that everybody else do.
Yeah, so annoying.
I heard.
But I got
So when do you?
I can't upload for a week, but I got videos ready to upload when I can.
When do you start your new job?
I actually got another job offer, but it was an internship offer. So I waited for them to respond because that internship offer is for UI UX, and they offering me, a position there. So I'm just waiting on them. Other than that, if I don't get that job, I'm working at this photo editing place in August 14th to start August 14th.
All right, I'm gonna call you later.
Okay.
All right, bye. These motherfuckers are so goofy. Oh my God, I got a community strike because I wanted to talk about this girl. I want these niggas to be nerds. I want them to be goofy. The most trouble that they get is starting a new YouTube channel and doing a community strike. I don't want my nephews. I don't want my daughter. I don't want my people in the streets out here dealing with drugs and trying to be rappers and stuff. Man, he talking about a new interview right after he was talking about, oh my God, I can't believe what happened on the internet. He talking about getting his new position. I told him to send me over what it is that he got going on. I'll write him a letter of recommendation and I'll reach out to his people. Man, ain't nobody trying to be having your kids in the street. I can't understand this shit for the life of me. This don't make sense to me. We're supposed to be creating an environment in which our children don't suffer from the things that we went through. I'm all over my nephews on a regular basis. The only fight that they gonna have is with me. They not gonna be out in the street struggling. They not gonna be out in the streets. I want you motherfuckers in the house by 10 or 11 o'clock, and y'all can live stream or y'all can jump on y'all Xboxes and y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want to do, but I want you niggas in the house immediately. Well, can we stay at your house when you out of town? Yeah, y'all can stay at my house, y'all can party, y'all can have a good time, but do not be getting caught out in these streets or I'm gonna be kicking y'all ass. And we will straight up fight. I didn't got into fights with my nephews. I didn't got it. We will straight up had them. And I'd be like, all right, little homie, I like your squabbles. And we all back love again. But the reality is that I want my kids in the house. They mine.
And the two that we transported, the 25-year-old who died and the 28-year-old shot in the leg, ran about 1 block from that location, and that's where police found them. The 31-year-old was able to get into a car and drive himself.
Now, officers from the 35th District did arrive to find that scene, those spent shell casings, but they did not find a weapon. At this point, the surveillance video that was captured in the neighborhood is going to be really critical to identify who fired those shots. No arrests, no suspects at this point have been announced, but certainly more information to come, especially with it being so fresh, Thomas. But we can confirm that at the very least, this is a deadly triple shooting, yet another shooting in the city.
Another active investigation.
Philadelphia police, they're investigating a deadly shooting in Albany that left 1 person dead and 2 others hospitalized. And this morning, a source close to the family tells us that it is the son of rapper and podcaster Gillie the King. It's his oldest son.
So this all happened around 8 o'clock on the 5800 block of Masher Street. The 25-year-old rapper was rushed to the hospital where he died.
25-year-old rapper. 25-year-old rapper. You 25. What the fuck you doing trying to be a rapper and in the streets, man? We got to do better, man. We got to do better. And I do think that a lot of this is tied to the culture. I think that the culture is absolutely trash. And it's funny because I seen somebody in the chat and he said this. Hold on, let me go back to it. I'm going to read y'all super chat shortly. A Ghost says, I feel the kids need to know and understand what that lifestyle is so that they don't look like fool to the people that have nothing to lose. I can never disagree with you anymore. I disagree with you more than ever before. You know why? There's people within our culture and our society that is never, ever, ever subjected to what the fuck is going on in the ghetto. You don't look like food to people that ain't hungry. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. You don't look like food to people that's not hungry. What makes y'all think that we have to subject ourselves and be around the worst of society? You think I'm going to immerse my nephews or my daughter in this lifestyle so they can see it? Nah. Listen, look at me. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to put you in an environment that allows for you to fail in a controlled circumstance, and then I'm going to teach you the lesson that way. You don't look like food to motherfuckers that's not hungry. It's people that go their whole lives and never, ever have to be subjected to that shit. Not taking you through the hood. You ain't supposed to be subjected to that. I'll let you do some volunteer work at the church, my nigga. You can go to the soup kitchen and be able to help people. What makes y'all think that we got to embrace this trash-ass lifestyle? I disagree 100%. You're not supposed, look, we not supposed to be coming out of our lives with PTSD from the environment that we was raised in. We not supposed to be dealing with this shit. Especially if it's voluntary. See, a lot of us come from an environment where we didn't have no choice. We was born into it. And so when I see people that say that they want to be hood, I know they're not really hood. They're not really from there. Because everybody that I know that was born in it and that hated it wanted to do anything that they possibly could to get out of it. They would do whatever they could to get out of it. Nobody wants to be in the hood unless that's the lifestyle that they have to embrace in order to continue to thrive or survive. I don't know one person that wanted to be in the hood. And so when I see you corny motherfuckers like this guy, right? Let me not say that. Rest in peace. When I see a rich podcaster's child embracing hood culture and hood life, that's perplexing to me because that means that the culture and the things that we love and we care for the most is so trash, but it's yet so attractive that we subject ourselves to something that we don't have to in order to make ourselves feel better about being a part of the culture. This is unfortunate. This is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. My daughter is so involved in everything else that's happening in her life. She taking flight. She doing every day. She be in taekwondo. If she not in school, if she not playing with her friends, if she not enjoying summer vacation, if she not flying back and forth in order to go over my nephews in them house down in Tampa or whatever, if she not with her grandmother, if she not under her mother, if she not under the women in the church, if she not up under me, if she not spending time with me, my daughter is so busy that she will never, ever have time to be a part of the hood and understand the culture. Ever. Ever.
Shot in the back. Other 2 men also shot. They are now in stable condition. No arrests have been made.
And so we know that he is, like I said, the oldest son of Gillie the Kid and Wallow, of course, who's very close. They have a podcast together. They're constantly seen together, Wallow and Gillie the King. He wrote this last night. Lil' cuz, usually when I talk to you, I have a lot to tell you. Tonight, the pain in my heart and tears spoke to you. Love you beyond life. I have your father. I got your father, Wes Well.
So sad.
So, of course, we're learning more, and we're working to get more details about this. But once again, gun violence reaching everyone. No one is immune to it, and now it's affecting so many of our young people and affecting this city.
Nah, some of us are immune to it. I'll do anything. I'll do anything to protect my kid. I'll do anything to protect my daughter. I'll do anything to put my family in a position to be able to thrive. I'll do anything to protect myself. I don't feel compelled to have to go and fuck with y'all. If this is the culture that y'all subject yourselves to, if this is the environment that y'all think that y'all need to be a part of, I don't want no part of it. All of that, I'm going to be in the hood and I need to talk to y'all young fellas and all of that other type of shit. No, you can watch me from a distance and learn. You know, the same way that we look at Warren Buffett, the same way that we look at Elon Musk, the same way that we look at these tech companies, the same way that we reference a lot of these. You know what people watching Jay-Z now? I know a lot of y'all like to reference Jay-Z. What about Jay-Z? What about Dr. Dre? Do you know that Jay-Z just bought a $250 million house? He not hanging out in the hood with you niggas. If you gonna learn from him, you gonna have to learn and pay attention from a distance. That's me. I ain't kicking it with you. I'm not gonna be in the club. I'm not gonna be with the bottles. I don't want to do none of that shit. I don't want to hang with you. I don't want to rock with you. You gonna have to catch my story on YouTube. You're going to have to catch my story on YouTube. Catch me for a coaching call. Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com. Make sure that you tap in with me. Make sure that you join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. You're going to have to come to a Patreon meetup in order to kick it with Time Dog. But I'm going to just tell you, bro. Everything that we've learned with regard to this culture, throw it the fuck away. It's all trash, bro. It's all trash. Ain't not one part of it need to be preserved. Not one part of it need to be preserved. It's gay. It's toxic. It's drug infested. It's horribly influential. It teaches gun violence. And it trains your daughters in order to be for the streets. What the fuck else you want on it?